So there are two parts of our lives that are represented by the Tetragrammaton, the four-letter name of God, or the unutterable name. The Yud He represents the higher levels, and the Vav He represents the lower levels. And while the Yod He, for example, represents the times we are in spiritual upper realm, when we are making our connections, studying and praying, it is actually much more difficult to maintain a connection to the light, especially when we're doing things of the physicality of this world. The reason there is still so much darkness in our lives and globally is because there is no light radiating from the Vave, the lower part, during the times we are working and busy in the physical world. And because the light is not radiating that part of our life, the redemption hasn't occurred. The redemption hasn't occurred not because there aren't enough people who are studying, praying, and doing the spiritual work, but because there are not enough people who are involved in the lower part of this world in our lives, what's called Vape. There isn't enough light injected into the consciousness and connection there. The part that is stopping both our own redemption and global redemption is not the spiritual work. It is the physical part of our lives that is not being infused enough with the light of the Creator. Before the end of the correction, before pain and suffering can be removed from our world, there has to be the unification of the Yod He and the Vav He, of the spiritual and the physical. And this does not mean that we have to do more spiritual work, prayers, and study, although it's always important, but that we have to infuse the Vav He, the physical work, and part of our lives with the light of the Creator. Then there is the unification of the Yod He and the Vav He. It is important to become aware of this because even those of us who do our spiritual work are not connecting it enough to the Vav He to do the work of the physicality of this world. When a person is more connected to the light when he is praying or studying than when he is at work, it means he's separating the Yod He, the upper world, from the Vav He, the physical world. But the redemption can and will occur when the Vav He, the physicality of this world, is elevated as well. One of the purposes of this life is to infuse the physical parts of our lives, the physical parts of this world, with a constant consciousness of the light of the Creator. Therefore, we need to become aware when we are involved in the physical world of our connection to the Creator and inject that light and consciousness into the physical things we are doing. It is an incredibly important understanding, and it's the only way to unify the Yod He with the Vav He to bring the redemption. But with it laid down, you then become the serpent or the fool who is embedded within the 7 deadly sins and imprisoned in this flesh. Do not be like the serpent. Do not be like the deceiver. Do not lay down. It is not meant to be laid down. It is meant to stand upright. If you become laid down, you are even more imprisoned within this flesh. Don't be a slave to pride, wrath, greed, lust, envy, gluttony, and sloth. You'll become the Demerouge. So do not lay down like the serpent, and do not separate the Yod He from the Vav He. You must stand upright and have that connection to the divine all the time throughout your life, whether you're working or not, whether you're in the spiritual or physical. So the main gist of it is no matter what you're doing, whether you're working, going out with friends, doing anything in the physical world, always do it in the name of God and always have that connection. Always connect it. Stand upright and incorporate the grand Creator into everything you do, whether you're eating, working out, socializing with friends. Never separate the two and never lay down.